We are where we are. Well, presumably when what's done is done, or we've gone where we've gone, and given and received what we now have and hold. Drawing then from an exemplary corpus to help navigate us to this habitat, where we find inhabit has been lived in from about 1350, which is around 10 to 2. Time then to journey through the upper worlds of sun and sky coyote, the celestial sky people whose paeon gambling affected all things from hunting game to harvesting acorns. Past grey reef and black-tipped shark, and the 6-story tuckerman with a direct association to the sinful people. Through neighbourhoods encircled and seized by tribes of feral schoolboys, through islands occupied only by birds, needless of a human world to protect them and give them human meanings. To some sufficient space in which to be present, or occupy in any manner or form on some fit occasion. Learning while here of a classical kind about having and holding, gifting and receiving. Summoning some geographically distant locale of our ancestral heroes and producers, whence artisans, objects, and perhaps even style assume some special significance. And they leave us not alone, for our plural has served to represent us since the Middle Ages, whence our singular was rarely found until after 1500, which we all know is 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Other singulars died out, with later formations serving a more communal presence in the pleasant places. Here, then, on a continuum of infinitely lived individual lives, a cast of eccentric characters, with little available time to think about death, and a host inhabited by the necessary machined and tactile elements. Although, of course, we know you will all make fair allowance for fast-moving and dynamic events, convincingly displaying authority is a different task. So, with no idea while the male soprano begins to be depicted as ghoulish or nightmarish as though in a dream, there's instead some site-specific installation, reflecting directly upon the environment in terms of its visual quality and aesthetic of the sound. An ambulant modulation of a poet's breath and a bowl-spun egg. In richly mixed company, our tempura wallpaper centrifuges die, and honey-tempered ink, laced and gaff-taped cake mix overcomes writer's block, while genuflecting cheddar lappers pass stationary apricot elixir. In no wind-up while the gravel echoes to the last post. As in outward form since this morning, we've been dressed and demeanoured for our customary practice, sourced from Gothic wealth and Icelandic generosity, with unspent energy to burn and glow, full of active power. We've not gone wrong in belief or judgment, nor instead been led astray into error to deceive or mislead. Neither have we lingered, nor tarried senseless, to be made mad wild fools, but instead being made that stupid, that's to be stunned, amazed, confounded, from the greatest of burnings in 1666, the time before the 24-hour clock. Living comfortably in this world we have made, wondering at the stunning things, struck senseless by things stupendous. We are where we are.